Bingo.
Apparently I can't add either. You won't believe what we talk about before we go live, but let me tell you.
You never think the same of us.
Well, at least me, that's for sure. I don't know. Put you in the same category. One apiece up there, Connor. It's a nice game. Really like the pace going on down there, and the Sting are bringing it to them, right?
Yes,
One apiece.
2. They've scored right at the end there.
Oh, yes, right, yes.
It was quiet, too. I could see how you would have missed it because it was.
No, I was there. I was forgetting, yeah.
You heard the air go out of the balloon.
Right there.
It was pretty even. It wasn't horrible for this is a pretty dangerous team, and we kept them at bay. What a goal from Brenner Lamons out of the penalty box. A Mitch Young assist. Put that on my bingo card.
You got your bingo
Thank you very
card.
much. Yeah.
And it was like, I was watching. It's like power play. Here we go. And they played the power play really well, I thought. Although it wasn't a power play goal.
Yeah.
It was like seconds after a power play.
Yeah, it was right out of the box. Mitch Young was head on a swivel. He saw exactly what happened. I don't even know if Quinlan had time to tap his stick because he was so focused on making a save down there. So Mitch Young knew exactly how much time was left in that penalty, turned around and made a tape-to-tape pass all the way up the ice and hit Lemons. And he didn't have much speed on him because Kitchener was catching up, and he went and picked the top corner and made it his own. What a goal.
Yeah, it was a beautiful goal. And you could feel the excitement from the fans. Not a ton of fans here tonight. It's quiet.
Yes,
maybe it's Wednesday. It's
school night.
2,971.
Probably one of the lower ones of the season. So
I'd be betting that probably the lowest, right? Mm-hmm. But Wednesday night school, sort of that. That's what we're going to put it down to. Yeah, the fans that are here though, they're making lots of noise. I find sometimes you can have a really busy house and it's quiet. It seems a little louder in here tonight.
I was actually going to say the same thing. There must be a lot of kids over in that section because when it said "get loud," they were loud, and I thought it was a backing track for a second. But no, they were going. It was good.
It was like COVID when they did that.
And like I said earlier, how important it is to get into the game, to be there to support your team and let them know you're out there.
Yeah.
Let them know you're watching, and I think it worked on that. At least one of those goals, and got to get that one back. It's not a big deal. It's tough going into the second, tough late, but it wasn't a bad start. And that's what Matthew Turcotte was looking for.
Right, and that's what we said too. It's like you got to start right from the gate out on this. There's no more like sort of maybe. It's all in. Bingo.
Go,
so
go,
to
go.
speak,
Yeah.
right? Let's go. And I thought they did that really well. There's certainly a few errors out there. I think actually, that last goal I thought, was the team was a little late to show for that one.
Yeah, it was a bit of a blunder. I think people got caught up. I don't know if it was a late change or guys were tired, but they lost sight of it, and it got passed around and ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And not for any lack of trying from Patrick Quinlan. He's been amazing. A couple great flashing the leather out there, making it. Got a couple windmills. You got to throw those in there or it didn't count. So he's making that known.
There seemed like there's a few penalties. I don't know, 3 penalties called in that period. And
put that on your bingo card.
Was it me or did it take them a second to call them?
Yeah, it was weird.
They were delayed.
Yeah, I agree. I think even at the other end there, Brenner was getting into it with one of the players, and you saw the ref looking over, kind of making a decision, looking like he was, I'm going to let that one go. So I talked about earlier how out of control it gets, but I think they've done an all right job keeping it contained for now, and still got 40 minutes to go. It's going to get pretty rough and rowdy, I think.
I saw a couple. I couldn't catch the jersey name, but on Sting and Kitchener at puck drop over here in our corner, one back of the head, and then the conversation, and I thought they were going to drop it. It looked like they might drop the gloves right there.
I missed that one.
And I was like, that's a clue, I think, coming here.
Yeah.
But again, that's where, hold on, guys. You're only behind by 1, and you came back pretty quickly to tie things up. You're capable of doing it. So let's focus there, not on the nudging and poking the bear.
Yeah, it's going to come, and Kitchener's going to keep doing it because they know it works. You see, all you got to do is look at how many penalty minutes we've been assessed over the course of the season. Coming up on 800, I think. I don't know what the record is, but if you could get to 1,000, I'm sure it'd be pretty close. So yeah, they're going to keep trying to manipulate that, and you just got to keep calm and play the game. If you start going down a couple goals, then maybe you want to start throwing some hands or some big hits. But for now, just play the game, and keep getting the puck up the ice, because I think You get a couple more breakaways like that, you can confuse the goalie.
The interesting thing there is that teams talk around the OHL, especially when I was on this team. Now I'm over on this team. It's like they talk around the OHL, and they know that they can get under the skin of the Sarnia Sting. For the most part, that's, I think, kind of been a weakness on this team for a long time as well, is how they get under our skin.
Yeah, it's time and time again you end up in the box. The Acoins, I mean, Cameron a little less so, but Caden is no stranger to those four walls in there. He's been in quite a few times. He seems to be a little bit of a Lucas Fisher replacement. He gets himself into a bit of trouble. Brenner Lammons, I think, not for undisciplined, but he's in the mix every single play, and he's not going to get pushed around. And he's made that pretty well known as a 17-year-old in this league, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. Like I said before the game, and now he's got the only goal of the game, so I'd like to see more out of him.
Now's the time you make your mark, too, because coming into next season, of course, you know, the new leadership comes along, and some of these guys that will still be here are maybe already stepping into a bit of that role. Yeah,
for sure. I'm sure there's some behind the scenes. You've got to focus on what's happening next year. The playoffs is the main focus now, but as soon as that, if it slips out of reach, then you instantly have to look towards the summer, look towards the draft, the import draft, and the U18 draft, and look at your staff and wonder if this is who you're going to go in with next season. I'm sure Matthew Turcotte's job is pretty safe, but maybe some other moving pieces in the upper office or support staff, so we'll have to see.
Let's talk about the players, though, as far, talk about some changes coming along. I mean, you look at Diorio in there. He came into this team as a second-round pick. Now you're kind of looking like, did he deliver as well as I think maybe everybody thought he would? And I'm not sure that it looked as good, looked better on paper. Like, we haven't really seen the results that we would like to see from him.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with everybody on the team. You expected more out of guys like Beckham Edwards, out of the team as a whole, really. And you saw how well they did last year. You got to wonder if it's not a lack of progression more, maybe just as a whole team effort. You see how everybody's numbers struggled. You would expect Beckham, with all the goals he had in his rookie season, to have closer to 80 points. Diorio, you'd love for him to be an 80-point, 100-point player, but
Beckham dropped.
No one seems to have reached that threshold, and I don't know if that's the talent alone or just a system that doesn't seem to be working, and frustration sets in, and as soon as you go on a cold streak, it just snowballs, and then all you're thinking about is, when did I get my last goal, or when did I get my last point?
And one of the options could be, you could see somebody like a Diorio go down, say, to U18, right?
Yeah.
Drafted there.
Yeah.
Or lower down here, up, like, if you go to U18,
Yeah, I'm sure you'll still see him in the NHL draft, but you saw at the start of this season. At the start of this season, he was at the top of the NHL draft. I think maybe projected at 20th overall in the entire world for players that are going to be entering it. And you'll see him slip a little bit for sure. I think Beckham too. They were both at the end of that first round projection, and now maybe the talent is still there. It's obvious. You don't just lose it like that. It's like riding a bike. You don't just forget one day how to play hockey. So I think you'll still see them get drafted, and be tough to see, but maybe it's not the players that you're going to move forward with next season, and you look at a trade, and it's always a possibility.
It's a little bit of hindsight as well. You can look back and go, okay, we took this guy. Who did we pass up in order to do that? That might have, become more of a player. Like we talked pregame, it's like the scouts are kind of looking at who they are now, but who can they become? Who can they grow into as a player? And they have to make that projection, and they're not always right, but that's part of the game of picking and choosing the players.
Yeah, even look to that whole top four in that draft. Ethan Belchez was obviously the best pick by far out of all of them. It's tough to say you would have got him because he was the first overall pick. If you could have finished worse in the standings, then you would have ended up picking him. But you even look at guys like Brady Watson, who went, I think, third or fourth overall. Never panned out really with the Niagara Ice Dogs, and ended up getting traded over to London. And this is kind of his reclamation project and improving himself on his second team. So, like I said, it's an option to move him, but you'd want to see him grow. And I think with a little bit of adversity, a lot of adversity, he's probably just going to be all the more better for it. It's not a positive environment to keep losing, but I think the more you show up in adversity and the more you can keep going out there and trying despite the odds, it shows pretty good character, I think.
Yeah. Overall, though, you're happy with that first period, I think, really. A couple things to tighten up. We're getting stuck in those corners a little bit down in our end, too. I think that, we've talked about that over the past few seasons on what's been a problem. Obviously, the power play, but losing in those corners. And then we seem to be doing really well at that for a while. But now I feel like that's probably the one thing in this period. And, of course, the power play that needs a little improvement still.
Yeah, it's nice to get a goal off of the power play after.
Yeah.
That's just one of those things. It comes with confidence, and maybe that comes with not getting wins. You start to feel a little smaller in the corners, and you want to shy away from a hit and not take the brunt force of it when it sucks. It sucks to get hit. No one really wants to. I'll tell you that. It really is not fun, but to take the hit and be able to roll off of it and come out with the puck, it's pretty important, especially down in your own zone. And you're leaving Quinlan out to dry. It's he's looking for you to pass it out, and then it comes out and it's in front of his net. So it's important, and it comes with size too. I think you see that with the signing of Chase Sewell, our first 6'5" player since I think Brendan Anderson. So it's nice to have a guy like that, and you need it because you'll see how big some of these guys are. You go into the corners with them. It's just statistics, really, right? You put 6'5" versus 5'9",
and then put skates on them.
Yeah, that's right.
It's another 10 feet. Yeah. Well, we'll see what comes out up into the next period. We were trying to find Jay Peckham, but he was up on the big jumbotron screen earlier here with the Sarnia Sting, and now it's like
ghosted.
He's too big for us. Our screen's too small, apparently.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He must have took my spot up there because I.
And he was loving it. Did you see his grin? He's like, "Look at me, I'm up here." Jay Peckham,
like a pig in poop.
Jay. They honestly couldn't have picked a better person to have fun with over there.
No,
That's
definitely.
good. So the trading cards. Have you got your trading cards? I know.
I've got a pack. I've seen some large investments into this.
Yeah, I know, like Jay Peckham
and Mr. Jamie Gibbons.
That's crazy, right?
Much he posted it the other day. How much I was like, holy smokes! That's
Jamie. What do you do for a living?
I'd like to.
Right.
Let me in.
And there's I forgot the date, but there is a trading card night that's coming up. It'll
cool. Very cool.
Be in the restaurant here. I think I want to say March 11th. Don't quote me to that, but you can go to sarniasting.com to find that out. And if you want real play-by-play, you can go online to chok.com. Listen to our friends Lee Cunningham along with Pat DeRoche.
Experts.
Or tune into Your TV Sarnia with Terry Doyle and Barry Wright. And now we're going to let you go right after I say thanks to Hughes Intelligence for being one of our sponsors here. And, of course, Joe's Discount Tire, of course, as well. And we're going to try to find Jay Peckham. Maybe he's negotiating his contract. I don't know. See if we can get him here to talk.
Well, that means I'm out, I guess.
No. Renegotiating his contract, like zero.
Yeah.
Joe's Discount Tire as well. And, of course, all of you, we are Beyond the Boards. I'm David Burrows. This is Connor Burke. 1, 2, 3. Go Sting, go.